Alrighty, everybody, welcome to 2021, and this is going to be a build for a doctor's office. And today we're going to go over the parts list and get some of it built and discuss what we have chosen as parts. So first off, I'm going to go over the chip, which is our 10th gen i5 10400 with onboard graphics, because we can't find a graphics card, nor is it really necessary here. This computer will be used at a doctor's office. An onboard chip for video graphics is totally acceptable. And then to cool it, we're going to have our Thermaltake, and that'll give us a little bit of RGB bling in it and keep our chip cool. And the motherboard we're going to use, we're going to grab a Tough Gaming. I'm using this motherboard because this computer is going to be on practically 6 days a week, all day long, during doctor's office hours. So we need a good board that's going to last for many years. And then we have some Trident Z DDR4. This RAM is prices have gone up. It's 141 now. It's pretty expensive, but has a little bit of RGB in there too. That'll be nice. We also have a 970 EVO, 250 gig. They run a Microsoft server, Dell server, so onboard storage isn't that important because they're tied to a server. To power it, we're going to have an EGVA 650 BQ semi-modular power supply. Luckily, power supplies are back in stock now. For a long time they weren't. It was very tough to get a good one. So this is 80 plus bronze here, so this will last a good time. And it's got a 5-year warranty, I think, on it. Alright, we're going to put everything in a Lancool case. And this is white, so it'll look really nice with black parts inside. And Lian is running a special where if you buy their case, you get a light strip for free. So that saved us $12. And then we have a Microsoft keyboard, wireless keyboard and mouse, and a Dell 27-inch monitor. It's the SE2719HR. So that'll be nice. It's 1080p. They don't need anything bigger than that, better than that. So that'll run perfectly. And then we have Windows 10. And we have a battery backup, so we protect everything. And I also got them a Maingear Mousepad like this one right here. And makes it nice when you're working in an office for many hours when you're running the mouse and everything. So I think they will like that a lot. Alright, let's get some of this stuff unpacked and start building. I'll be right back. Alright, let's get started. So we unpacked a bunch of things. And we want to get the motherboard out of the plastic here. And the motherboard's only protected when it's inside. So we don't want to place the motherboard on top of the plastic shipping bag. It's only protected on the inside. Alright, so let's have a look at our chipset, because that's what we want to get installed first. So open that up. And we'll grab our chip. And what we want to do is look at our chip, and then we're going to use the gold arrow right there, and we're going to match it up to our board. Then we'll place that down on top and stick it in. Alright, that was easy. So the next thing we want to look at is our M.2. And we're going to need our iFixit kit. And grab Phillips head. So it looks to me like we are right here for our M.2. Alrighty. So we have a Samsung 970 EVO. And we're going to put that in. Alright, then we need to look at our motherboard box and pull out our screws. So we'll chop that open and grab our screws out. It's not making it easy on me. Alright, there we go. Alrighty, so then on the back side here, we want to make sure that we pull off of our lid. We want to make sure we pull the plastic off, because that does act as a heat separator here. Alright, we have good contact underneath. Alright, let's unpackage our RAM. You know what, we better put on our we'll do the RAM first, yeah. We'll do the RAM first. These sticks are really nice, I gotta say. Got some solid heat weight to them. Great heat spreaders on them. Alright, so I'm gonna go on the outside. And we'll do the gray and the gray, and we're not gonna populate the black ones. Backwards, no wonder. Come on, baby, get in there. There we go. Alright. Okay. So next, let's look at our heat spreader, and we're definitely going to have to peel this off here before we put it on. Alright. It's always a good idea just to take a look on how these go on. Now this one's really plasticky, but I used it on another build and it worked pretty well, so we'll forgive them. So I'll place these up here. Which I think goes, oh, goes up to it. So we want to make sure that we get the right settings for our board. And we're probably going to be right here in the middle. So let's pick the middle slot in here. Because they are plastic, they're a little tricky to get going. They have little wings on them, and you would think it would be easy to get them in there. Alright, got one. Phew. Alright, there's two. Three, and this one should be our last one. Okay. Now we're going to use the black push-ins here to lock them in place. Alright, very good. Alright, so I guess we're going to trust Thermaltake has some good thermal paste, and we'll use what comes in the box. I just do like a big line down the middle and then X's into each corner. Hopefully there's enough paste to get that done. Which we are pretty close on running out. Jeesh. Okie dokie. Alright, so we want this straight up and down. We do have the bottom off of there, the plastic, so that should be good. Alright, let's see if we can hook this in there. So that's going to hook on top. Oh my God! What the heck? That is really tight. But wow, it is on there. Alright, yay. Alright, so let's look at this fan here. Alrighties. Alright, so I'm using the clamps here. Let's get these on. Alright, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Alright, so let's connect our RGB up here. Alright, so this is going to need a power and a ground. So I'll see how they want that connected here in a little bit. Alright, so let's plug into here for our monitor. And then let's grab our power supply here because we want to do a quick test boot to see if we can get this to fire up, right? Alright, let's get our 24 pin connected. Alright, we have light on the board. That's always a good sign. And then let's grab our CPU. And let's get that in. These are not together. Come on, why is everything so difficult with you? Oh, for crying out loud. It's amazing how that thing just doesn't want to go in there. Okay, wow. Alright, let's give this thing a test boot and see if we can get going here. Alrighty. Alright, the RAM is going. Got power coming out. Fan is not rolling. And we don't have video out. Come on, Mr. Fan, fire. Alright, well, let's turn that off. Okay. Probably need the fan to be connected. Let's see which one that they want. Okay, so on an Asus board, they want this connected to a strip header. Let's see, probably right here and right there. Alright, let's give this a try again. Whoops, turn this on. Alright, power supply boots. RAM is working, fan is not working. That's not good. Alright, let me troubleshoot this for a minute or two and I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. That was my fault. I had the fan plugged into the wrong header. So when the CPU, when the board is not detecting a CPU fan, it will not boot. So let's try this over again. Oopsies. Alright. So now we have boot. have no video. No video out. I was hoping to get into BIOS. It's not looking like it. Alright, let me troubleshoot some more, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, we're back. I am not going to lie, it's been a very frustrating hour that's gone by. I couldn't get the board to put out a signal. The monitor literally just wouldn't fire up. And I don't usually get that. So at first I thought it was the power supply, so I switched it out for one I have in the back room. Nope, power supply works fine. Then I thought maybe it was the monitor, so I pulled my gaming rig apart and brought that over and used the display port out instead of the HDMI. That wasn't the problem. Then I was like, well, maybe it's this monitor and this cable. And then I brought my wife's MacBook Air up, and she has an adapter, and the monitor works perfectly fine. So it had to be the board. Turns out that this RAM stick was not fully seated. It looked like it was, but it wasn't, and it was holding us all hostage in this build. So let me turn the power on, and let's trigger a boot, and then we should see an image on the screen. Yeah, there's Tough Gaming. Alright, so it works. All because of this thing was a bad boy. This one was fully seated, this one was just out just a tad, and it was stopping it from booting. Which, it ran the color, so you thought it was booted. I mean, so you thought it was seated, right? Because the color was working perfectly fine. but it was preventing a splash screen, so... Whew. Alright. Onward we go. Let's get this thing in the case. I will be right back. I have to unpack the beautiful white case that we purchased. Alrighty everybody, it's the next day. I didn't get too much done after yesterday's debacle of trying to get the board booted. But today we're back at it, and we have our case out. I have the side panels off on both sides, and the front panel is off too. So when you get this case, this fan will be up here, and then this fan sits sort of in the middle. We want this to be a positive pressure case, so I took that fan from up here, put it here, and then move this one down a little bit. That way all the dust comes through the front through the filter and not through other sections of the case and dirties up the inside. This will be sitting at a doctor's office, so I'm sure dust will be an issue. So on the front, we ran our cables for the fans through nice little cutouts right here and right here. And they'll have easy access to the board. Also, the basement's pretty cool. This is held in by magnets, or held on by magnets, so you can just pull that down. I do have the power supply installed. I probably should have pulled these out, but I didn't. But I think we have enough room. I pushed them all the way up to the front. When you have the power supply out, these can slide out through there, but now the power supply is back in. That's not happening. So I probably should have taken the drive caddies out, but I mean, this computer will never need extra drives, so it's kind of a waste to have them in there. More room in the basement for wires and things. But we will make do. All right, so there we go. We are moving on to installing the board. So let me get that in, and then we'll be back to see how that went. catch you in a few. All right, we're back. We got the board in. Looks very nice. Wasn't too difficult. The hardest part was getting this back plate to seat properly. Gotta really push that in. Alright, let's get to wiring this thing up, and I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, the one thing I want to go over real quick while I was putting this together is this is pretty cool. So normally this bracket would sit in here like so, but when you run the 24 pin in, it can't. The 24 pin can't make that corner. The cable is just way too thick to fit under here. So if you unscrew this and then put it in upside down, now the gap is way bigger right here. So we can run our 24 pin comfortably in here and not have it at such an angle that you think the wires are going to break. So let me get that screwed in, and we'll be back in a second. Alright, we are back. It's been about an hour or so, and the wiring is looking pretty good. We have our 24 pin in, we have our front I/O plugged in here, and then we have our RGB header plugged in for our front lights. Up top we have the fan RGB header plugged in. We have the CPU fan plugged in, GPU, and then I ran the cable underneath this metal block here down into the second header. You don't want to go in the first header. The first header is for the pump, for a water pump, and that'll run like 100%, so you definitely don't want to plug into that. So we're plugged in there. That's good. Let me bring a light over so you can see a little bit better. Alright. Down here we have audio for our top connector if you want to plug in headphones. Then we have our middle fan plugged in here. Then we have our top fan plugged in there. Then we have the front I/O connectors plugged in, ready to go. So that's pretty cool. We did have to plug in one more cable into the power supply for our RGB up front. So that's powered. And with this case you get a free lighting strip right here. And that plugs into jack on the other side, addressable RGB, so that's pretty cool. This is the Lancool side diffuse LED strip that we got free when we bought the case at Micro Center. So used a little bit of rubbing alcohol, prepped the surface, and then it's got 3M tape on the back. And then we also put on our stickers for the case. Our 10th gen Tough Gaming and the G.Skill RAM sticker, so that'll look good. Now on the back side, it's everybody's favorite time, wire and cable management. So let me get this all buttoned up and I'll show you what the end result looks like. Alright, after some lengthy cable management, we are finished back here. These panels are really nice. They block all the major cables coming in and going out. You just want to make sure that because this is blocked off on the side here, that you run all your big wires down through the bottom. or else this will not go back on again. So that's looking pretty good. And then this one here, there's nothing really super duper behind it, so it fits pretty easily. You just got to run your chip cable really nice and tightly on the side here. So yeah, and then we close the basement door here, and that's looking pretty good. So let's boot this thing up and see if it works. Alright, here we are with the moment of truth. Now, before we did cable management, we did not test this machine, so let's hope that a boot is going to work properly, because we do not want to go back in and troubleshoot wiring. So we're all connected here. And just for those people that are not pro builders, always have a wired mouse and keyboard ready to go. The machine will like you for that. If you have one of those wireless ones, sometimes you have to drop a driver in first before it'll function, and it's difficult to get a keyboard boot into BIOS if your mouse and keyboard are not working at this time. So let's give her a push and see what happens. Okay, nothing happened. You know why? We didn't turn the power supply on. How many people out there have ever done that? Okay, here we go. Test 2. Oh my, look at that. Give me a signal. All right. Well, the front panel looks good. I like this light strip down here. That looks really nice. Let me see, I'll turn the light off in the office here. See if we can appreciate the RGB. Alright, let's press F1. Alright, here we are. Looking good. Alright, we have 4 fans working. So, let's see. Let's go into advanced mode. Let's go control our fans. Gonna optimize our fans. So the fans that come with this case are 1300 RPMs only, so you need to be advised on, aware of that when you buy this case. Alright, so it's gone through, it's testing all the fans. Alright, that's good. Now we can set them to standard. Or we can run them silent. So that's good. Alright, for the DRAM, we know we're running 3000. So let's switch that to 2933. Might have to double check. The RAM might be 3200, but I might have to dig the box out of the trash and have a look. Alright, next up, Windows 10 and the joy that comes with all that. So, I will see you in a bit when I get the OS going. Alright, we're back for a quick show you on how to update the BIOS. We pulled the BIOS off the Dell website on our other Windows desktop, and we put it on a thumb drive, and now we can go into advanced mode. We can go into tools, and then that'll give you the easy flash utility. We're going to go into our folder here, the Tough Gaming folder. Then we can hit that. And then yes, we want to read that file. And we want to get out of version 0602 and hopefully into the 2207. So let's hope that goes and our BIOS will be up to date. So that's a quick tutorial on how to get your BIOS going. Alright, in our last video, we went to Asus's website. We pulled down the latest BIOS, which for us was the 2207. And we have now installed that on our new machine. So if we go under Advanced, and then up to Tools, and then Easy Flash, now we are at 2207. So our BIOS is up to date and ready to rock and roll. And we are good to go for installing Windows 10. I have my Dell DVD driver here, DVD player. And we're going to plug that into our machine and get Windows 10 going. So, catch you in a couple. Alright, so we have Windows 10 on. We used our DVD driver to get that installed. And the one thing nice about Asus motherboards, especially this tough gaming one, is that it'll go out and find the latest drivers for you so you can get connected on the internet very quickly. That is a great option. So I really like using Asus boards. It makes installing the latest drivers quite easy. So now we have to update Windows 10 to the latest, and if you haven't done that recently, it'll probably take the rest of the day if it goes well, and it might take into tomorrow if it doesn't, and I have to go out and find the update software just to get Windows 10 to the latest and greatest. And then I have to update all the motherboard drivers. That'll take some time, unless this program knocks them out, which it should, but it might not install older ones to make things work. Have to see. Alright, so let's see what we got for. See what we have for drivers that need to be downloaded and installed. Oh yeah, we have a few. Alright, some of the stuff you don't want on here, so you're going to have to be careful. Like, you got to be careful with Norton, you don't want that. Damon Tools, you probably don't need that. AI Suite, that's helpful. Controls your fan speed and stuff. Turbo Lan. Alright, the Turbo Lan, you got to be careful with that too, because that can make things very fast and then other programs very slow. So, and WinRAR, we don't need that. Let's take that off of there. That's probably just Asus trying to jam some programs, pre-programs down our throat. Alright, so back to updating this machine. We should be kicking butt here, hopefully another hour or two. Alright, we are back and we're installing huge amounts of Windows updates. When using the fan controller from the motherboard, I noticed a couple of our fans were running at 1300 RPMs, which isn't good. We like some silent operation. I mean, this computer is probably not going to heat up much on a day-to-day basis. So now we have some of the Asus stuff installed, and we can go into the fan program, the fan tuning, and we can run that really quickly. It'll ramp up all the fans. See where we are. It'll also find all the fans. Now it has some of these fans down to 0, like the back one's not spinning now. Obviously the CPU one needs to spin to keep the chip cool. So there's also an extreme quiet mode, like that. Now remember, this is going to be sitting in a doctor's office, so we don't want the fans like churning dust through the system all the time. So if it could just keep itself cool and then shut the fans off, then less dust gets in the case. Alright, there we go. So we can go back. And now we can click on this and you can literally just go to silent mode. And the case fans will spin down. So when we go and we look at our fans, CPU fans running at 200 RPMs. Case fan 1 is on 0. And the other two are on 0 too. And then if we want just a little bit of air running through here, we can hit the first fan speed. That'll just bring them up to a really slow spin. So we're around 474 RPMs. The board was running one fan at 1300, so that's totally not necessary. So CPU frequencies 4100, and then the core voltage is 1.1 volts. Look at this, the temperature is really nice at 32. That's just great. So the Thermaltake thermal paste is doing its job. We're always worried about that. Okay, looking good. Alright. And now never-ending Windows updates. Alright, we're back with a quick video update. As I predicted, Windows 10 will not update to the latest version, so we had to go out to Microsoft's webpage and download their Update Assistant. And the Update Assistant now is going out and pulling down, hopefully, what is the current version of Windows 10. So that is good. But if you're having trouble updating your new build, definitely recommend going out and getting the Windows Update Assistant, because it does some magic. I don't know why Windows 10 can't do this on its own, and you have to download the Assistant, but that's the way things are. Alrighty, we're looking good. Alright everybody, Windows 10 is finally updated to the latest version of Win 10 Pro, and we are getting ready to wrap this up, but no video would be complete without showing the RGB greatness of this case. So let's go through the modes and have a look. Alright, that's it. All we have left is to put the side panels on and deliver it to the doctor's office. What mode should I leave it in to drop off to the doctor's office in? Brighter the better, right? Thank you for watching. Alright, before everybody has a fit and starts complaining, I know there's one thing I really truly forgot to do. Hold on. But first, we have a nice Microsoft keyboard and mouse. Got that installed and installed the software for them. So that'll be good for them to use. And in an office situation, there's like a calculator button. It's pretty cool. Some other things that they might use on a quick button fire up. All right, here we go. The one last thing, we have to peel the plastic off. All right. All right, there she is, all ready to go. Looking good.